The name is Jesus, only Jesus. Oh, only Jesus. Only Jesus.
Welcome back to Faithful Chats. Today, we're starting a series that's central to understanding Jesus' teachings, the Sermon on the Mount. We'll begin with an introduction and dive into the first section, the Beatitudes, in Matthew chapter 5, verses 1 to 12.
Yes, the Sermon on the Mount is one of the most famous parts of the New Testament. Over the next few episodes, we'll unpack it section by section, looking at what Jesus said, why it matters, and how we can apply it to our lives today.
It's such a rich part of Scripture. In this sermon, Jesus lays out what life in God's kingdom looks like. It's a call to live counterculturally, putting God and others above ourselves.
Absolutely. Today, we're starting with the introduction and the Beatitudes. But before we get into the text, let's set the scene.
Great idea. So Matthew tells us that when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside, sat down, and began to teach. This setting is significant.
It really is. In the scripture, mountains often symbolize important encounters with God. Think about Moses receiving the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. Now Jesus is on a mountainside, giving us a new understanding of God's law.
And the posture of sitting shows that Jesus is teaching with authority, like a rabbi. This isn't a casual chat. He's revealing profound truths about the kingdom of heaven.
That brings us to the Beatitudes. These are a series of blessings that describe the characteristics of those who belong to God's kingdom. Let's read them.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven, for in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you.
They're so beautiful, but also challenging. Each blessing starts with "blessed are" and describes a group of people who, in the world's eyes, might not seem blessed at all.
Exactly. Jesus is flipping our understanding of what it means to be truly blessed. He's saying that God's kingdom values are radically different from the world's values.
For example, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Being poor in spirit means recognizing our need for God, not relying on our own strength or achievements.
And blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. It's a promise that God sees our pain and will bring ultimate comfort and restoration.
Each beatitude offers both a present reality and a future hope. They describe what life looks like when we're living for God's kingdom and trusting Him completely.
And they challenge us to rethink our priorities. Are we seeking the world's version of happiness? Or are we pursuing the kind of life Jesus describes here?
It's such an important question. Over the next few episodes, we'll break the Sermon on the Mount into sections, exploring topics like being salt and light, loving our enemies, and trusting God in all things.
We'll also look at how these teachings challenge us today. The Sermon on the Mount isn't just a historical document, it's a call to live differently, right here and now.
So as we close this episode, here's something to reflect on. Which of the Beatitudes speaks to you the most? And how is God inviting you to live it out in your life?
We'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections. Drop us a comment or message, and let's encourage each other as we journey through this incredible sermon together. Next time, we'll explore what it means to be the salt of the earth and the light of the world.
Thanks for joining us on Faithful Chats. Until next time, keep seeking God's kingdom and living out His blessings. As we wrap up today's episode, we want to remind you that we don't shy away from difficult topics just like the Bible. We believe tackling challenging subjects head-on is important, because that's how we grow and learn together.
However, we know that sometimes these kinds of conversations don't exactly help with the algorithms. So if you found today's episode valuable, we'd love for you to share it with friends, Christian or otherwise. Help us spread these important messages far and wide.
If you'd like to support the creation of these episodes and help us continue diving into tough but essential topics, consider becoming a patron or grabbing some merch. All the information is below. Your support makes all the difference.
Thank you for listening. And until next time, keep growing in faith, truth, and love.